Hello, year streak. Thank you. Oh, so hi, Aaron. Aaron was here fucking early. I was late. I opened OBS and Aaron was already in fucking chat. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I was eating a burrito and it took me a while. Hello, we're finally back with our life. I missed my boy so much.
Me too.
Okay, I have to put everything on screen now. Why am I all the way over here? What happened now? Where's Belle? Alright, hold on.
Somewhere in the void.
Yeah, where the fuck did you go? Oh, why were you just... What? Now, how did this happen? Hold on. Get you. Oh, because I'm on capture card. Hold on. There we go. Okay, that at the top is going to go away. That doesn't matter right now. Okay. Not now. Boop. Okay. Once I can just put late in my chat and it was so funny. Bro. Daylight savings has you fucked up. I'm so sorry. Wait, what time zone are you in, if you don't mind me asking? Are you not EST? Okay, we're gonna click something so it's not just capturing. There we go. Okay, yeah, we have 4 more steps. Dude, we're not gonna finish step 2 today.
West Coast, shit, I thought we had like 2 left.
I think because like all the DLC ones, and then like you have a bunch here for Derek.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. East Coast, West Coast. We might be able to do 1 or 2 today. So I'm currently PDD. I don't know how math works. It's like, hold on. It's 11 a.m. for you, right?
Oh no.
Or 11:30. Am I close? Am I warm? Let's do growing. Unless you have another one you want to do.
It doesn't matter.
Okay. All right, we're on a. You're warm. Is it 12:30? Early one afternoon. You found yourself in the. Wait, early one afternoon. What is? Wait. Fuck! I already don't know how to read. Early one afternoon, you found yourself in the living room with your family. It was another one of those summer days where it felt too hot to go outside, but it was too uncomfortable to do anything inside. No, but... Wait. But this is why it has me fucked up. I thought you were starting an hour ago. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, no, I put 2 p.m. Oh, so, yes... standard time. I don't fucking know. I can hear Nico's gears turning. No, I was looking at the I was fighting the schedule. There was no gears. Hi, Vivi. Anyways. But it was too uncomfortable to do anything inside either. The gears are stuck in the mud. Shut the fuck up. The air conditioner was cranked up as far as you could negotiate it, but fuck, now I'm all fucked up. Now all the gears are gone, but everyone was still being pretty lazy. My brain just enjoying the weekend over here. Don't mind me, head empty. You're so right. That's the best way to enjoy the weekend, not knowing what time it is. Dude, they don't even have gears. No. It didn't come with my Xbox. I have the oldest Xbox known to man. Your moms and sister were lounging around while the TV blared on in the backdrop, ignored by all of you. You specifically were on a couch draped over the coffee table, lying spread eagle on the carpet. That like I always feel like doing that when I'm hot, but I wouldn't be on the carpet because the carpet would be fucking hot.
I'd be on the floor.
I'd be on the cold kitchen floor, like a dog. What do you do when you're hot?
Like my sitting position, you mean?
I guess, or just like I don't know. Like, what do you do with yourself?
Usually if there's like no AC going on right now, it's not hitting the temperature yet, I just go to my freezer, I open my freezer and I just stand there.
I think I used to do that. I don't know. I I basically lie on the floor and try to fan myself with my shirt. Or I get completely naked. There was one time in our old apartment when we didn't have the AC installed yet and it was during a heat wave. And I was just like, I worked from home and I never used camera, so I was just like completely fucking naked because like it was so hot.
Honestly, when it's hot, just go naked.
Literally. Yeah. I like joined voice calls just fucking buck ass naked because like it was too hot, man. I was gonna die. And then Peanut was also really hot. She was like she was basically lying spread eagle on the fucking floor, poor fucking thing. I felt bad for her because like I can't convey to her, I'm like, we're gonna get our AC installed soon. She doesn't understand English.
She can't understand.
Believe me, little thing, it won't be like this forever.
Oh, Peanut.
Oh, she's all good now. You stared up at the ceiling, your eyes unfocused and mind clear of all thoughts. Elizabeth broke the silence with a loud groan. You glanced over. She was lying on her back over the couch, massaging her calf with one hand.
Ugh.
I feel terrible. I'm dying in this house and my legs hurt.
Oh. She's sleeping in bed right now like a little shape. Yes, now she's all cozy in the bed. She lies in the sunbeams sometimes. It's a good life for her. Mom looked up from the magazine she'd barely been flipping through and frowned concerned.
Did you have strained them somehow?
Elizabeth flailed briefly, then flopped onto her side with a heavy sigh.
I don't know. It just hurts.
Sometimes my legs get so cold they start hurting. That's happened to me. It's like my bones are freezing. I don't know if that's normal. Is that normal?
I've never experienced that before, but like for me, when it's really cold outside, like my legs start to get itchy. It's
See,
normal.
I get itchy when it's too hot because I'm sweating and I guess the sweat tickles me and it just feels so uncomfortable. If I'm too hot, I get really itchy. It's like nasty.
Yeah, I just hate feeling itchy in the winter. It's like,
Ugh. Ma got up from her seat at the kitchen table and walked over to your sister. She did a light pat on Elizabeth's shoulder sympathetically.
I'm sorry you have to deal with that. Maybe it's growing pains. You could be taller by next fall.
When I had quote unquote growing pains when I was a kid, is that actually like for real? Like, is that really what it is?
I don't know. I've never experienced that.
Dude, it feels like your legs are stretching. Like, but
I
bad.
know.
Like someone is like pulling your legs to stretch them out.
Yeah, I don't think. I
Oh my
don't
God.
recall.
I've had that and it hurt so much. I cried when I was like trying to sleep and this didn't help. I guess it was just more of an emotional thing. I would like beg my mom to come in my room and like rub my legs.
Valid. It's so valid.
Dude. That shit was weird. Elizabeth scoffed. She didn't look impressed by Ma's assessment.
I'd rather be my height forever than deal with this.
Mom walked over too, leaning against the back of the couch.
Kids, they grow up so fast. Soon Elizabeth will have will have a home of her own, maybe even with a nice husband and some kids, if she feels like it.
That was very heteronormative of my lesbian moms.
Yeah.
She sniffled loudly and wiped her eye, but you couldn't tell that it was just a bit. But you could tell that it was just a bit. You tilted your head, even though you knew Elizabeth liked guys. It was hard to imagine her with a boyfriend or husband. She only seemed invested in hanging out with her group of friends, not chasing after boys. Mom must agree with you, because she shook her head.
No.
Let's not exaggerate. She's still practically a child. But if you ever do pursue romance, Elizabeth, you can come talk to me about it. Definitely, we're always willing to lend an ear.
Elizabeth's features contorted in disgust.
No.
No way. I am not talking to my moms about that.
Mom's jaw dropped, and she gasped in an exaggerated display of shock. Her hand came up to rest against her chest. Ma only grinned. She didn't look offended by Elizabeth's quick response at all.
Oh gosh. It really wouldn't be so bad to come to us. I know what it's like to have a crush on a pretty boy or two. I don't, but I can listen anyway.
Oh shit, confirmed bisexual, confirmed lesbian. Let's go.
Yeah.
Mom snorted at her own joke while Ma burst into giggles. They were having a little too much fun at Elizabeth's expense. Elizabeth certainly wasn't feeling the amusement because she rolled her eyes and sat up.
Thanks.
I'm going back to my room. I'd rather melt alone. Thanks.
Damn. She strode off towards the staircase, taking the steps 2 at a time. Your mom stared after her, then turned to each other with raised eyebrows.
Whoops. Looked like we scared her off with all that romance talk.
Well,
Oh well. We'll get her next time.
You watched them titter with some surprise. Obviously your mom's liked women, but you had no idea that Mom liked guys too. Today was the first time you'd heard her say something like that. Oh shit. Mom, I always thought you only liked ladies. You like guys too? Ma turned to you, happy to bring you into the things now that you'd spoken up. She smiled and nodded.
That's right. I like both.
Wig.
But I like your mom most out of everyone. She's special.
Ma's smile turned all soft in the corners like it usually did when she looked at her. She pinched Mom's cheek lightly. Yay, women. Mom reached up to cup a hand over Ma's. Even when Ma stopped pulling her cheek, their hands remained clasped together.
you're fantastic.
Thanks. Thanks, Lonnie. I think most women have charm, but no one can hold a candle to you.
Aww.
Damn, they're just flirting right in
Aw.
front of me. I gotta go. Ma beamed, then kissed Mom on the cheek. She'd been pinching before. You laughed at their antics. You thought of Mom very sweet. You cringed. Your parents are embarrassing. I'm a teenager. That's embarrassing. You slouched down as if that would hide you from sight. Why were your parents like that? Ma looked back to you, letting Mom's hand go with a brief squeeze. She settled down next to you, and Mom followed soon after.
You know, I'm also here to listen to you whenever you're ready. That offer isn't just for Elizabeth. In fact, I think... oh, Jesus Christ.
No worries.
That talk might be needed sooner for you. After all, you already have someone, isn't that right?
If you need a break, let me know. I don't want to like force you to read if you're coughing.
Okay, I'll let you know.
Okay. Mom shook her head and elbowed Ma, but it was futile.
Meddler.
I ain't gonna pretend that it's not Cove. I'm not gonna lie. Elbow her too. Ma! Ma only giggled and smiled, not looking the least bit apologetic.
There's no rush, of course. You can take all the time you need to figure out what or who you want.
It's okay.
Don't think you have to stick with whatever you come up with right now. Either. Life's nice like that. It can change and you can learn.
So this is like in reference to like basically you can romance anyone whenever. So like
Yeah.
if you're like, actually I like Derek. like
We'll switch over to Derek.
yeah. Mom nodded her agreement. Oh, okay, yeah.
The two of us are happy to hear you out, and we may be able to relate better than you think. Still, we won't push the topic, at least most of the time.
She gave Ma the weakest scathing look possible while being unable to stop grinning. This nod silently. You weren't sure what to say to that. Mom let out another exaggerated sniffle. It didn't take a genius to realize it was fake.
First Elizabeth and now you, Groovy? Do you have to grow up? Yes, children tend to do that from time to time.
Your parents quickly grew absorbed in their conversation about rearing kids. You took that as your cue to leave, getting up so you could spend some time alone in your room too. They let you go without problem, so you made your way up the stairs. You let out a sigh once you stepped into your room. It was just as sweltering in there as it was in the living room, possibly even a little warmer. You couldn't even open your window since it was hotter outside and you just let the AC out. You dragged your feet as you crossed the room. You checked your current sweltering condition in the mirror as you passed by. You thought back to the conversation you'd had downstairs about growing up and all that. After a moment, you stepped a bit closer to the mirror. You stared into it, then turned away from the surface to look down at yourself. You were definitely growing all right. It was weird thinking about how you were now in comparison to what you'd been when you were younger. When it came to your body, oh. What's the difference between slender and scrawny? Like, I guess just small in general?
Maybe? I'm not too sure.
I like small. You shifted to the side. Your head is still facing forward and continuing to self-evaluation from this viewpoint. Oh my god! Well, lore. That's awesome. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What you were born as impact or has? Is that supposed to be has? Oh, when you were born as impacted the way your body grew, but it wasn't really determined who you were. When it came to your figure, at least you got older. Yeah, no thanks. You were young right now and had a body that was still developing, though you were hopeful about the future. You took a step backwards, finished with your impromptu inspection. You locked eyes with your reflection, cocking your head to the side, all of the things considered. Oh, I'm like kind of going into like how I felt as a teenager. I'm self-conscious, I think. It took you a moment to realize that you were frowning at yourself. Oh, you glanced away from the mirror. You shook your head roughly, putting thoughts of what you were turning into out of your mind. This wasn't the time to focus on such things. You had to find something to do in this heat. You shuffled over to your bed, collapsing onto the mattress, your brows scrunched up in thought. Time passed slowly, and to your annoyance, possible ideas about what to do were few and far between. You weren't sure how long it had been, but eventually you heard your mom call you from downstairs.
Ruby, there's a call for you. Cove wants to come over. Is that alright?
Bro, I'm a sweaty mess. You perked up at the words sitting up in bed. You yelled back to her immediately. Yeah? You got to your feet and headed downstairs, eager to see your friend. You needed to go downstairs soon anyway because your empty stomach told you it was almost time for lunch. Just as you reached the bottom of the stairs, you saw Mom put the phone back on the receiver. She glanced at Ma, leaning her hip against the kitchen counter.
Pickle.
Well, here comes trouble. We better prepare ourselves.
The fuck does that mean? Ma clicked her tongue in clear disapproval of Mom's words.
He's such a good boy. Cove never wants to cause trouble. He can just be a bit thoughtless and impulsive. Oh, I know. He's very sweet, but that's what makes him more of a problem. If a stranger, some kid from school, was egging Groovy on to behave badly, I think we can both agree that they do the right thing in the end. But if Cove Holden got into a reckless mood and wanted Groovy to be a part of the ride, can we really be certain of what call they make then?
I'm right fucking here.
Yes.
Yes, we can, Pamela. Groovy would do whatever Cove wanted.
Lonnie.
Your mom giggled freely at Mom's reaction.
You worry too much about those two together.
But if you wanted me to blow up the house, I'd do it in a heartbeat. I'm just gonna put that out there right now.
Look, all I'm saying is that I haven't forgotten a time when they were kids and Groovy chased after Cove once he ran away.
Oh, that's okay, yay! They mentioned that.
And there was that time they snuck out in the middle of the night when Cove was supposed to sleep over.
Ma just laughed as she turned away, still snorting. Her eyes met yours. She blinked in surprise, then waved at you with an easy grin. Mom looked over, noticing you at the foot of the stairs as well.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't expect you to come down already, Groovy. I just wanted to let you know what was happening.
Yeah, what the fuck, Mom? Well, if I hadn't come now, then I wouldn't have heard everything you said.
Oh, you got caught, Pam.
What?
Yeah, what the? No, you got. Fuck you both!
You're saying things too. I didn't say anything I wouldn't have told to Groovy directly. Oh, you're unbelievable.
You shook your head at your parents even as you fought a blush when you remembered just what they'd been discussing.
Alright, you got me. I'm sorry for being gossipy and saying that about your friend. That can be bad too.
Let's go.
I'll get out of your way now.
Mom sighed in mock defeat and made her way down the hall. Ma followed after her with a hushed giggle. Now you were alone in the living room, tasked with waiting for Cove. And that was just fine with you. If it hadn't been so hot outside, you would have visited him at his house a long time ago. You took a seat at the kitchen counter and settled in for the wait. As expected, there was a knock on the door a few minutes later. Yeah, he's back!
That's him.
Let's fucking go! When you got up and answered it, your neighbor was standing on the other side. He came in once you stepped aside to let him pass, giving a little wave. You greeted him as you typically did. A noogie. Oh my god, I want to give him a noogie so bad. Guys, you don't know how bad I want to give him a noogie. Okay.
Do it.
Ooh, I want to bully him so bad. Okay, wait. A little fun noogie. Cove had been expecting it, but he was still too slow to dodge. To dodge. He groaned and wriggled in your arms like a fish out of water.
It's too hot for this.
You offered him no mercy, knowing that he was kidding. If he really wanted to get out of the headlock, he would have done it already. Eventually, you let him go, smirking to yourself. All right, I'm done. Cove sighed and wiped at his face a bit. You noted the sheen of sweat across his brow. He must be glad to be back in the air-conditioned place, even if he only had to walk across the street to get there. Is something going on? Why'd you want to come over?
I don't want to do anything not when it's like this.
He gestured vaguely to the humid air hanging around.
I thought I could at least do nothing with you.
Yay. How'd you know I was doing nothing?
I didn't, so I called. Your mom told me you were free.
Well, shit. He got you there, so much for teasing him. Have you had lunch yet? I was gonna do it soon. He shook his head.
Not really.
I haven't really felt like eating because of the heat. I probably should have lunch. I didn't have breakfast this morning.
How did you know I was doing nothingness of mood? Yeah, I could be doing very specific things that only I could see or whatever. Fuck you. So you'll see lunch together. Cove nodded, looking content with your suggestion.
Okay, cool.
As one, you headed into the kitchen. You crossed your arms as you glanced around, wondering what you should scrounge up for a meal.
I don't want to eat anything that's warmed up. Is there something cold or not cooked?
I guess sandwiches? Or like, I don't know if I can make cold noodles. Yeah. After a bit of back and forth, the two of you concluded that you should raid the fridge and cabinet in order to make sandwiches. Fuck yeah. With that settled, you had planned to decide on the outside layers first. There was a wide variety to choose from since everyone in your house had their own favorites. There was white bread, wheat bread, sourdough, mixed grains, gluten-free bread, Jesus, and pita pockets.
Damn, so much bread.
Girl, if I had that much bread, it would go bad so fucking fast.
I don't know.
It's too much.
Way too much. Could you take the green one for me?
Sure. You reached for the mixed grains, then made your decision. Green is good. I guess I'll also have mixed grain. We had that the other time. Our last bread thing we bought. You wanted mixed grains as well. So you set just that onto the counter. Then you had to decide what main direction the sandwich would go in. Jesus. I like savory sandwiches. Something savory would make it feel like a real meal. As for the specific ingredients, let's go.
Ooh.
Tofu, brother. Oh my god. Oh no. See, I want to pick so much shit, but like this does not go good together. Okay, so we're gonna have tomatoes, pepper jack cheese, avocado. Now we need like a protein. Huh. Turkey slices. I don't want to fill it too much, so then we move on to the condiments. For the finishing touch, you intended to top your sandwich off with hot sauce. Hot sauce. Yeah, we'll go hot sauce.
Yeah.
I don't want to make it too sloppy. You nodded to yourself with a quiet hum, satisfied. The two of you bustled around the kitchen, opening and closing things in order to collect everything you needed for your individual sandwiches. You focused intently on assembling your own, for the most part. When you were close to being done, though, you glanced over at your neighbor. Cove was putting his sandwich together delicately, his brow furrowed, and tongue sticking out just barely. He's going bleh. So cute. There were open jars of peanut butter and honey near his plate, as well as a banana peel. So he was making a peanut butter, banana, and honey sandwich on mixed grain bread. That's too. I don't know if I like those. I don't like bananas that much, so I didn't think much of it. It wasn't that surprising or interesting. Yo, your sandwich is fucking boring as hell, bro. Curiosity satiated, you turned back to your plate and finished your own creation. By the time you were done, Cove had already cleaned up his workstation. He turned to face you, studying your sandwich briefly. A small smile tugged at the corner of his mouth. You guessed it looked inedible to him at least. It didn't look inedible at him to least. Done?
Done?
Oh, sorry, that was you.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
He waited as you quickly returned the ingredients and cleaned a few utensils. Then the two of you collected your respective plates. You both agreed on heading upstairs to hang out in your room. You and Cove entered your bedroom while balancing your food on the plates. Nothing fell, so it was a successful trip. Cove took a seat on the ground, stretching out on the hardwood floor in an attempt to keep a bit cooler. He immediately took a big bite out of his sandwich, chewed, then hummed happily.
This sandwich is really good. At least that's something.
Yay! At this point, you sat down and started on your own sandwich. No, I think my sandwich turned out fucking baller as hell. Obviously, you were a pro at making sandwiches. He leaned back on his hands while chewing and glanced around. His every movement was sluggish.
Want to do something?
It seemed the plan of not doing anything at all had already worn thin, despite his lack of enthusiasm. Like what? He rolled his head back, looking up at the ceiling.
What about Hangman?
Fuck yeah, I love Hangman. Yeah, sure, why not? You put your plate to the side and pulled out some markers and scrap paper. As you laid everything on the floor, he scooted back to make more room in front of you. Cove picked up one of the markers with his right hand while keeping half a slice of sandwich in his left.
That's,
Can I pick the phrase?
Go ahead, I don't mind. He smiled briefly before he bent over the paper and began sketching the hangman frame. Then he stopped, pursing his lips in thought. He tapped at the end of the marker against his cheek. You watched silently as Cove looked down at the paper, up at your face, and then off to the side in a loop. His marker kept tapping his cheek the entire time. You raised an eyebrow. He suggested the game and wanted to pick a phrase, but it looked like he didn't actually have anything in mind for it. Finally, he put the empty lines on the paper to signify spots for letters.
Alright, you can start guessing.
You peered over. His secret phrase consisted of 3 words. The first 2 had 3 letters, and the last had 4. You thought hard about what your first guess would be. Enter 1 letter of the alphabet. Okay, wait. I want to see. He's probably giving me a message, right?
Maybe.
Let's go with E. Oh, there's many E's. Okay, maybe the last one is Cove. At the first round, you were about to take another bite of your sandwich when a thought occurred to you. I wonder if anyone turned off the TV downstairs. Wait, no, I want to play Hangman. The TV, it was on earlier, but no one was really watching. Then everyone started leaving the living room. I know I didn't turn it off. It might still be on downstairs with no one there. Cole smiled crookedly at that.
Poor show. Playing with no one around to enjoy it. What was it?
He squinted off in the middle of distance, trying to recall the show's name. Feel like it was some kind of crime-solving drama? Cove nodded sleepily, his eyes closed, then opened again with some effort.
Can you give any specifics? Maybe I can guess it.
Well... You rested your chin on your open palm, groggily, thinking as hard as you could. I remember there was a woman with long blonde hair. I think she was the one solving the crimes. Like, as a detective or something. Yo, is this like Law & Order SVU? Ellie, they're watching Law & Order. There were scenes in a police station because someone got arrested? You lapsed into silence, the both of you thoughtful. Then Cove chuckled. It wasn't that funny, but you joined in the laughter anyway.
I don't know what that is.
Me either, and I just saw it. Okay. So, we're going for Cove for the last word. Yep.
Haha. Good guess.
Another round came and went, and Cove grumbled as he readjusted himself. His features were twisted in a grimace. Ugh.
I feel so sticky. Ugh, I'm gonna be stuck to this floor forever.
It's so nasty. I'll charge you rent.
Yeah? How much?
$50.
What?
I can't afford that.
Well, you've got to pay up if you want to stick around. Cove shook his head at your terrible pun and went back to the game instead of answering further. Then he returned to the game. All right, well, obviously we're going to go for V. What?
No, sorry. I'm gonna start adding a little person.
You bitch.
Huh.
No, I have to figure this out or else I'll never know. Cove spoke up once more, catching your attention. He was peering down at the piece of paper between you and his expression thoughtful.
You know, Hangman is kind of a creepy game. Why do people come up with it? Why
Yeah,
do they
like-
play it?
Why do you play it at school? It's like fucked up.
Yeah, because
There's like a guy dying. Yeah, well, I mean, I've literally always wondered about that. The two of you fell silent as you tried to puzzle out a logical answer. Eventually, you decided to just return to the game. Okay, so
what? And it starts with a C and ends with an E.
yeah, and there wasn't a V. Maybe is there an M? Fuck!
That's a point for me. So it's
C something something E, and then there's the 3-letter word with an E at the end too. Maybe there's like no, I don't know. By this point, Cove had finished his sandwich. Yours was almost gone too, but now you were getting thirsty. You brought it up to your neighbor. Should we go downstairs to get some drinks?
I was thinking that too, but I don't really want to get up.
Me neither. You looked over at him, narrowing your eyes with a false suspicion. But hey, what happened to you not being able to get up ever again because you were stuck to the floor?
That's still true. I mean, not actually going, are we? I only thought about it.
You rolled your eyes and dropped the issue defeated. Cove grinned a little at your disappointment over his victory. Okay, so maybe C, like the C, so an A or an... Let's try S actually first. Fuck you!
Not that either.
Oh my-
Gotta add an arm now.
God! Okay,
A?
A,
Oh, yeah.
No, we didn't guess A yet. So, A, what the
Yep, that's right.
Ape? Ape?
Ale?
Ale? No, he doesn't know that word. He's a fucking child. P. Oh, fuck! What the hell?
R?
Oh,
R.
yes, R, you're right. R. Something R.
R.
Okay. Blank R something. Cool. not
You
cool.
are cute?
Wait, no, but there's no O. Right? I'm pretty sure I guessed an O, right?
No, cute. Cute.
Wait,
Like
but
C-U-T-E.
you, yeah, but you has a O in it.
Did
So-
you already guess?
I'm 99%. Oh, you know what? Let's try you though. But I'm 99% sure I guessed O, unless I hit the wrong button. I guess so. Wait, I thought I hit O. Cove, you
I think
slut.
I think you typed in. Did you type in O the other time? I don't remember.
I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. T. Okay, you're really close. I knew he was trying to tell me something. You always get. Oh, I'm getting on to you, brother.
Wait. Oh yeah. Did you press it?
Maybe I misclicked.
Oh,
Scam.
no, I think you. Oh no, you did a V last.
I did a V, but I thought I also did a O. And maybe I thought I did. Maybe I was wrong. Yeah, fucking scammed. Oh. You are cute. That was the phrase that Cove had spent so long selling on. You stared at. You're definitely going to get it, Cove, out of context. Jesus. A few letters in, you had a feeling you knew what the phrase was. Still, you felt butterflies in your stomach at seeing it clearly, as clear as day on that paper. You took in the words for a moment longer, then you looked up at Cove. Stupid. He had trouble beating your shocked gaze, a smile settling awkwardly on his lips. His next words left him in a mumble.
I mean...
That's
Aww.
all I could think of at the time.
I mean, okay, I'm gonna be real. I don't feel like hugging him when we're both sweaty as balls.
Understandable.
Playful shove, like, oh, you. You leaned over and gave him a slight shove, a puff of laughter leaving you. No, you're cute. Cove smiled a bit, clearly still feeling awkward about the move he pulled. He turned away from you, his cheeks tinted pink. Oh, you're so smooth. A moment passed between the two of you. Now would be the perfect time to change the subject, but you didn't. He didn't either. Things started to feel a bit more personal all of a sudden. You looked into Cove's ocean eyes and saw yourself staring back. Did you mean it? Am I really cute? Cove didn't crack a smile or tell you he was joking. He firmly kept his gaze.
Yeah.
Yay! Finally, he broke eye contact.
I've heard at some point you're supposed to start liking types of people, guys or girls or whoever.
I don't know.
I haven't really noticed that yet. Nothing's changed, not in a big way, not for everybody. Maybe I have to grow up more, but at least with...
You waited, but he trailed off. He wasn't going to keep talking. You frowned a little disappointed. You wish he had continued with what he was saying. You shook off the strangeness of the situation and tried to be supportive. Maybe you just don't like anybody, or maybe you like all types of people. That's normal too. Cove seemed to appreciate that thought, if the smile that appeared on his lips was any indication. But the expression was quick to disappear. He peered over at you, looking nervous.
Okay, what about you? What kind of guy or person do you like?
He winced and seemed to be mentally kicking himself for saying it like that. You considered his question carefully. Did you know who or what you liked? Huh. You didn't think you could tell if you're interested in people physically. God, these answers are so like, they make me think.
Yeah, they do.
There was only one person. You're starting to have romantic feelings, attraction in a general way. Wait, what? Sure. But specifically when it came to how you felt towards boys... Wow, like these are like really good options. Generally interested guy, but there were special exceptions. Damn, now I'm like thinking, I'm looking inwards. I'm like, oh, what do I feel? I guess in high school, like, yeah, I was attracted to guys. And how you felt towards girls. Like, I guess this is like, you're getting deep lore. This is like how I felt in high school. For people who aren't exclusively male or female. See, I didn't fucking think about that. Like, I guess the same as girls. You returned your attention to Cove. He was waiting patiently for your response. Let's talk about it. He listened intently, taking in every word as you tried to convey how you felt. He definitely perked up a bit when you mentioned having some interest in romantic relationships. It was nice to have people who supported you when it came to who you liked. I feel accepted. He had never treated you differently because of your identity. Then he scratched the back of his head, sheepish.
I'm not really sure how we ended up talking about all this when we started out just playing Hangman.
Well, you told me I was cute. You fucking started this, brother.
But it was good, I think.
I think so too. Cove chuckled a little bashfully. He glanced around, clearly scrambling for something else to say.
So, have you found any new songs recently?
Yeah, actually, I'm really glad you brought it up. The conversation took a lighter turn after that, and it felt like you got closer after that afternoon. Finally, the blazing sun began to set. To your relief, the air cooled down a bit as a result. You pulled yourself off the floor, as did Cove, with some minor complaint. You both stretched your arms, groaning, and yawned into your hands. You glanced out your window briefly, taking in the soft reds, pinks, and purples of the late afternoon sky. Somehow you had made it through the scorching hot day in one piece. Cove turned towards you, motioning towards your window with his chin.
Want to go outside? Might be better out there than it is here now.
Sounds good. I could really use some fresh air. The two of you took time heading downstairs. You stopped briefly to grab a drink of water, then continued on your way. You stepped outside, one after the other. Your destination being the familiar hills behind your house. This time of day, it was quiet outside. The flowers blew gently in the wind, petals trembling, but stubbornly hanging in tree. In there.
In there, isn't there?
Bruh. You felt the breeze cool your heated skin, and you relaxed your shoulders. Cove closed his eyes, releasing a deep breath.
I really love it out here.
Your opinion sure has changed since you were first on this hill. Cove chuckled, not even attempting to deny your words. A beat passed, but his gaze didn't stray from your own. His voice was impossibly soft when he spoke up again.
I'm glad I met you, Groovy. You're really important to me, you know?
You're special to me, Cove. Your voice came out equally delicate. From the way his features brightened, though, you knew he heard you. Then Cove reached over and held your hand without another word. What? Even as the sun disappeared completely and then sky darkened, you and Cove remained side by side for as long as you possibly could. That was cute.
Go.
Okay, we could go one more?
I think so.
Okay. If you, desperately have to leave, let me know. But I think we could power through one more.
Okay.
Let's just go in order from now on. Let's do family. The sun warmed your skin from its place in the sky, and you closed your eyes, enjoying the mix of the heat with the pleasant breeze that drifted past you. You and Lee had spread out a blanket on the top of the hills behind your house and had been relaxing there for a while now. Lee had come over earlier in the day, and while a range of activities had been discussed, from staying home to heading down to the beach, a picnic on the hill had been the choice you both settled on. Oh my god, I want to go to a picnic again!
Same.
There's so many nice parks near the water here.
Mm-hmm. Having a beach picnic would be nice.
Oh, I also miss the beach. I think I've said this so many times. I love taking naps on the beach.
Oh, yeah.
Potato salad, yay or nay? Yay. Potato salad's so
Yay.
good. I like potato salad,
Absolutely, yay.
macaroni salad. Ugh.
Mm-hmm. That's the good stuff.
It's good. I never made potato salad, though. I'd like to learn. A small spread was laid out in front of you. Some bottled water, soft drinks, as well as chips and sliced fruit. You sat up and reached for a snack, listening to Lee talk away about the musical she had gotten to see a few days ago.
It was unbelievable. There was singing, dancing, and crazy stunts. It was all done live right in front of my face.
Let's fucking go.
Maybe one day we could go together. I want to see more shows like that.
You smiled at Lee's enthusiasm, knowing how much she enjoyed singing and performing. And she was good at it too. You had gotten the chance to hear her sing a couple of tunes, and you knew she put a lot of effort into it. Sing, but you've been told you were good. When I was young, I loved to sing, and I wasn't very good at it. That didn't stop you from doing it, though.
I wonder if maybe we could put on our own show. Think of how fun it'd be.
Oh, fuck yeah.
We could perform for our parents and ask our friends and some other people to come and watch too. It'd totally work.
Let's do it. Fuck yeah. You had actually thought about doing something like that before, but never had the chance to. Lee clapped in excitement and bounced on the balls of her feet beyond happy that you were on board with her idea.
I'm gonna sing. Do you want, oh my gosh, do you want it too? Or maybe do something else?
Huh. Oh shit. I guess I would have run into that. I'll sing too.
Cool. We'll perform an incredible duet. Is there anything else that's coming to your head?
Nah, I'm not. I'm fucking lazy. I'm not doing anything else. The two of you ran back to your house to grab the supplies you needed, dodging your mom's amused questions before heading back out to the blanket to get started. You laid down on the blanket together, your MP3 player in hand, and the two of you swiped through the songs to choose one you both liked. Lee and you discussed the plans in detail, settling on a first song and then practicing out parts of the show. The afternoon passed quickly, the sun dropping lower and lower in the sky, and after having thoroughly worked out how the show was going to go, you decided to take a break.
Oh,
Oh, you should have invited Cove to watch us practice our show. You could tell us if it's bad before we put on the real thing.
Yeah, that's smart. We should ask him to watch us later.
Okay. It's too bad Derek isn't in the neighborhood today. I like him.
Oh. What the fuck?
Oh, he's kind
Yo, what the fuck?
Oh,
I like him too.
I knew you would. But speaking of boys we like, what's the relationship status between you and Cove? Is it good?
Yeah, it's good. It's fine.
Ah, I'm so happy for you. But really, are you gonna be telling him you have a crush on him anytime soon or what?
Who said I had a crush on him? But I want to say this in a lying way. I don't. I wasn't sure. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm a little fucking kid, bro. I don't know. It was a big risk. You had no idea what would happen afterwards.
Whatever you're thinking, you know he has a crush on you too, right?
Who said that? Who told you that?
Who said that?
Who told you that? You didn't say anything wondering about the possibilities instead. The two of you talked a little more about Cove amongst other topics, and you found that it was nice having someone to speak with about these sorts of things. Finally, you both decided to pack everything up and head back home for the evening. Lee talked excitedly about the show as you did, and you thought back on what you had already accomplished for it. You could definitely do with a little more practice, but what you had so far was a solid foundation for the performance. Upon walking through the front door, you were met by your moms and Elizabeth hovering around each other in the living room. Tension hung thick in the air as the three of them turned to you and Lee, frowning slightly. What the fuck happened? What's going on here? You had interrupted something exactly what you weren't sure.
Wow, who died?
Who died? What's going on? Your moms looked at each other, wondering which one of them was going to speak first. Eventually, Mom cleared her throat and spoke.
oh.
We're just having a talk with your sister.
Oh, I can leave. The room fell quiet again, with no one knowing what to say. You felt incredibly awkward, but the silence didn't last long.
You don't have to stop just because those two are here. There's no reason to try keeping it a secret.
Huh? Elizabeth was mad, with her arms folded defensively over her chest. But your mom's not in agreement with her.
Well,
Elizabeth? God. I was talking about her parents.
Oh.
Was asking about her parents, sorry. Her biological ones.
The world spun around you at the news. You couldn't understand why this was happening now. When you glanced at Lee, she shuffled her feet uncomfortably, as though she didn't know if she should be there or not anymore. You didn't know either. Your moms had always been open and honest about the fact that neither of them had given birth to you or your sister, but the details hadn't been fully explained before. It made sense that Elizabeth didn't know a lot about her biological parents and wanted to know more. You just hadn't ever thought you'd accidentally stumble into it. Elizabeth looked at your parents expectantly. She wasn't going to let the unintentional interruption derail things.
We don't want to keep that information from either of you. It's your right to know your past, but we did want to wait until you asked us to hear yourselves.
That's very valid.
Well, it's happening now, so...
Your mom shared a nervous glance, and Ma took in a quick breath before speaking again.
I adopted you from the Philippines when you were just a baby.
So she's half Filipino? Or she's full Filipino?
I think she might be full Filipino.
Ah! Elizabeth dropped her arms, her eyebrows shooting upwards in surprise.
Wait, I wasn't born here?
no.
No, you weren't.
You could clearly see that your sister was appalled by the information. You struggled even more with what to do or how to react.
Am I gonna have to pass some tests to even be a citizen?
Well, no, I think if you were adopted by like an American family, I don't know
No.
how that works actually. Don't listen
Yeah,
to me.
No, you were adopted into the country. You took care of things. You're already a citizen. You have nothing to worry
Yeah, I
about.
guess when you like adopt them, like there's probably a shitload of paperwork.
Mm-hmm. I followed all the laws when it came to bringing a child into the U.S. Nothing can be held against you.
I feel like that is also information she should have just known. I guess if she was born here. If she, I don't know. It's just like, oh, by the like we adopted you from the Philippines. Like I don't know. Elizabeth
Yeah.
sighed, placated with the information, but still far from happy.
Who are my parents? As people, why did they put me up for adoption in the first place?
Ma softly put her hands over Elizabeth's shoulders, trying to provide some support before she gave her the answer.
I am so sorry.
Your parents were reported to have died. They didn't go into the details as specifics of how, but you were an orphan.
Aww. Aww.
I wish we had better news for you, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth was torn between emotions, her eyes filled with tears as she threw her hands in the air, settling on enraged.
Great, so I could never meet them, even if I wanted to. Not that I could have anyway, since they lived in another part of the world and they were still alive.
Oh. Elizabeth turned her back on you and your mom's and stormed off, sprinting up the stairs and to her room before anyone could stop her.
I have to go and talk to her.
Ma immediately started to follow her, but Mom gently held her by the arm and shook her head.
We should give her a little space to process it all.
Your Ma's head hung low, but she stopped walking. With Elizabeth now gone, the two of them seemed to remember you and Lee were still standing awkwardly off to the side.
I'm sorry I had to see all that. It's not how I expected would have happened when the time came.
Aw.
But since it's the topic of the day, Groovy, is there anything you'd like to ask?
Oh god, see this is hard because I've never experienced this.
Yeah. You deserve to know after all.
Lee patted your back and gave you a supportive look. I'm like curious for my own character. I want to know. Parents both nodded in sync to your reply, ready to talk.
I can leave if you want to have some. If you want to have things private. Things be private.
I want her for support. I want you to be here.
I can do that.
Lee shifted a little closer to you in support, and you were glad to have her there with you. It made you feel a little stronger somehow. You turned to face your parents again, preparing yourself for what they were about to tell you. Ma was the first to speak, her voice quivering with emotion.
You were adopted as a baby, but 2 years after Elizabeth. We used a different organization that time, and you were adopted within the US. We're sorry to tell you, Groovy, your parents had also passed away, and no other family member took you in if there were any.
Huh. Yeah, I didn't know what I expected.
No. That's why I wanted to wait until you asked. We didn't want to suddenly drop that in your lap. We wanted you to be prepared.
I'm sorry.
We're sorry, Groovy.
This would have been a little bit stranger if you had walked in and asked who died. Oh, fuck! Yeah! Oh, shit! Who died? Your parents! Like...
Oh, God. Oh.
Your fucking mom is dead, bro. He gave you a reassuring squeeze on the arm to show she was there for you. I don't think I'd be angry. I guess I'd be sad, but I guess I'd be like, okay, like, you know. Okay.
The middle option is...
You didn't kill them, right?
You're
Like,
gonna... That was it. Oh, that's your sorry.
no, that was it. Your birth parents weren't alive anymore. It was hard to really process the thought.
Thank you for listening, Groovy. If there's anything else you want to know, all you have to do is ask. We'll do our best to answer any questions you have.
Are you okay?
How are you feeling now? Are you going to be okay?
Lee watched you closely as though judging how exactly she should react to what was going on. You spoke in the most convincing tone you could. Your moms gave you a sad smile and you weren't sure they believed you. No one seemed to have any words after that. More than anything in that moment, you wanted to see Cove. No one could be there for you the way he could. I'm gonna go out just for a little while. I'll be back before it's really late. Your mom's nodded in understanding, trusting you to make the best call for yourself. Oh, I love my moms. Lee's footsteps echoed from behind, and you knew she was following you. I think, Lee is very supportive, but I think
You just have like.
I want to just be with Cove right now. Can you say, Lee, I want to go by myself?
Oh,
Oh, okay. I'll wait for you here. But I really hope you'll be alright, Groovy.
Once outside, you strode across the street purposefully. Cove's house set in your sights. Yo, is that Groovatronico? Yeah, yo, is that Alice Paralos? Let's fucking go. Hello, how was your weekend? After you raised a hand to knock on the door, it only took a few moments before Mr. Holden to answer it, giving you a broad smile.
Hi, Groovy. Looking for Cove, I bet.
Yeah, that's right. Cliff turned and whistled down the hall in the direction of Cove's room.
Hey, sport, you have a guest.
After calling his son, he turned back to you and dipped his head.
No worries.
He'll be here any second.
As promised, it didn't take long before the footsteps echoed down the hall, and Cove's head of green hair appeared before you all. He looked past his dad to see you standing there and smiled, pleased at your visit.
Hey, Groovy.
Hi, Cove. Can you hang out for now? Or can we hang out for now? He gave you a placid smile, one you were all too familiar with.
Sure. You kids take care, right? I'll be around if you need anything.
Mr. Holden shuffled back into the house and closed the front door, giving you some privacy. Ugh. Cove tilted his head at you, his bangs falling into his face as he did so.
What's up?
I'm not gonna hit him with that.
Sounds a little bit.
I needed to talk to you. Cove's forehead furrowed in concern at your words.
Well, I'm here. You can tell me.
My mom and dad, who gave birth to me, they're dead. Without having to say anything else, Cove reached out and pulled you into a tight embrace with his familiar warmth enveloping you.
I'm sorry, Groovy.
His words were whispered comfortingly into your shoulder. I think I would start crying. Like, I don't know how this is such like a foreign feeling to me. I don't know how I would react. Because like, even let's say if, you know, knock on wood, like my parents died, it's still different because like you didn't know these people. And it's just, I can't imagine. I don't know.
Yeah.
You pressed your face into the crook of his neck and unable to stop the tears. The hold he had on you tightened. Can we talk somewhere else? You felt uncomfortable huddling around the entrance of Cove's house. That feeling didn't seem to be a problem, though.
Yeah.
Cove took you by the arm and encouraged you along behind him. You followed without protest. You headed towards the hills, where you and Lee had spent the majority of your day. Things seemed so different then, only a couple hours ago, and you wondered how everything had changed so drastically. You took a seat in the grass beside Cove, who bent his legs and rested his arms on them before he turned to you again.
Can you explain everything to me?
You nodded softly before taking in a heavy breath and launching into the story. Cove sat quietly and listened attentively, nodding every now and then, or taking a sharp inhale. It took a long time for you to relay the details. Dozens of stars were pinpointed in the sky as the night wore on. Silence settled between you as Cove sat quietly for a moment, contemplating everything you had said. When he finally spoke, his voice was quiet, drifting through the night towards you.
Groovy.
I'm so sorry.
I'm really sorry about what happened to your parents. So sorry.
He stopped suddenly and took in a deep shaky breath, and you got the impression that he was struggling with what was right to say. I'm gonna shrug my shoulders. I don't know how to feel right now. Everything was so overwhelming, it was difficult to get a good grasp.
Groovy, you're not doing anything wrong. You know that, right?
Aw.
I think you can be as sad as you want for as long as you need. Or you can feel okay about it whenever you want to.
He sighed and ran a hand through his hair as he looked over to the ocean.
It's okay.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, whatever you feel about it is how you feel about it. You don't have to force yourself to be different.
So wise. So wise.
Mhm.
Thank you, Cove. His words had made you feel better, and you knew it was true. You didn't have to apologize or make any excuse for the way you felt about it. Cove smiled at you a little, and you could tell he was trying to be comforting.
And your moms definitely don't. It doesn't matter if you're not blood related, but you're definitely family.
Aw.
I can see that, and I hope you can too.
You felt the reassurance in his eyes. You stayed up on the hill together a little longer, looking out over the ocean and the stars that shone brightly above. After talking about the situation with someone who wasn't directly a part of it, you started to see things in a different light. Above all, you were glad to have Cove's support, and to know you could count on him if you needed it.
Hey,
The sudden voice of your sister behind you made you jump. You saw her standing a little way away. She walked closer, and you didn't quite know what to do or what she was planning on saying.
So?
would you mind going? I want to talk to just Groovy. You can come back. It's not going to be forever or anything.
Ko seemed equal parts concerned and skeptical. Leaving now wasn't a concept that thrilled him. I want to talk to you too.
Really?
I think we need to talk.
Oh, then we're on the same page?
She made a little move along gesture with her hands, and it was settled. All right, shoo, bitch, get away. You waited until the two of you were alone before fixing her with an inquisitive look. Elizabeth folded her arms, looking you over.
Did moms tell you about your parents too?
I think right now we need to like bond and have a sibling moment. Elizabeth broke eye contact after that.
Sorry.
Oh, why did you want to talk to me? Elizabeth raised an eyebrow at the question, as though the answer should be obvious.
I was worried about you. I was the one who brought it up, but I made you deal with whatever was left when I was gone.
Well, it's not your fault. She sighed, glancing upwards for a moment before settling on you once more.
I wanted to ask you what happened without everyone breathing down our necks.
No, she was. I think she did whatever the fuck she needed to. I'm not mad at you. She stuck her nose up a little bit at that, but her smile was soft. I'm okay, Elizabeth. It didn't upset me.
How are you allowed to be that mature?
The lighting spirits in her were quite quickly gone as she slipped back into a scowl.
You have to be born in the U.S. to become president.
Wait, for fucking real?
Hmm?
Like, even if you're a citizen? That's dumb as fuck! Let her be president! What the fuck? Yo, this is fucked up. What? You never heard of that dream of hers before. She noticed your bafflement and continued.
I get I was never gonna be president, but it just feels weird having stuff taken away, not even getting a chance at it.
Like, you don't even get to decide whether you want to do it or not. It's just decided for you of, like, you can't. Like,
Yeah,
that's...
you're fucked up.
Fuck you. I think she should be the first female president. My sister.
Exactly. I don't like having to know that when I was born, I was gonna have a completely different life. So different, I can't even think about what it looked like in my head. I could have spoken another language, lived away from everything I've ever seen here, had someone else as my sibling. And then my parents died, and I was adopted, and the life I got became a totally new thing forever. I can't go back to what it was even if I wanted to.
A heaviness settled between you and the person who became your sister. You knew exactly how she felt. It was a confusing feeling to have lived one way for as long as you can remember, but not having it be what was originally yours. Elizabeth watched you seriously. She was still trying to make sense of this to you and herself.
I don't know why today was a day. Nothing came up to make me ask the question. It was just something I've had in my head for a while. When it was just me and Mom's in the living room, I just kind of said it, finally, and there you go.
She shifted from one foot to another, relaxing her stance just a bit. She also spoke more gently.
Learning about them and what happened doesn't change how I feel about our family, Groovy.
She smirked, fixing you with sharp eyes.
I'd already figured a long time ago that moms weren't our biological parents. That wasn't news.
Yeah, I thought, I don't know if one of them was related to us. Whatever, just keep listening. I'm gonna shut my white ass up and listen.
Nothing about the family I was first born in would have made me decide that this wasn't my family anymore. If you had hoped you'd be free of my big sisterly status, don't think you're so lucky.
She bumped her shoulders against yours playfully, her lips tilted at the corners.
You'll always be my little sibling.
Bumped her back. Sniff. You'll always be my family too. Sniff. Chuckling, she seemed pleased with how the conversation had gone in the end. She's such a good big sister.
Ready to head back home? It's been a long day.
You gave her a nod.
Come on.
Come on, you two. Let's go.
You walked home together in a comfortable silence down the well-worn street. The familiarity of it all felt nice. When you stepped through the door, you found your moms quietly sitting together at the kitchen table. Their heads snapped up when they got to their feet to meet you, Ma giving you a careful smile.
We're so glad to see you.
I'm sorry for walking away before.
That's alright, sweetheart. We're just happy to have you here again.
Ma then came over and wrapped her arms around you and Elizabeth, giving you a tight hug. It didn't take long for Mom to join in, putting her arms around the both of you.
Love you.
We really couldn't have asked for better kiddos. We love you.
Ah!
More than we could ever say. Moms.
You smiled at their comfort. I love you too. It was a nice moment, and you enjoyed it for as long as you could. They both pulled back eventually and grinned at the two of you, and you knew then that you all had each other, and you always would.
Hey, I hope you're alright.
Lee came up towards you, a soft smile plastered on her face.
And are you okay, Elizabeth?
Elizabeth rolled her eyes and huffed a breath, and you knew she wasn't used to showing her vulnerable side.
Fine.
I'm doing fine.
Lee nodded, though. You could tell she didn't quite believe her.
Well, since we're all here, how about we do something together as a family? Sounds like an excellent idea. We could have some fun before the night's over.
Totally.
I love the sound of that.
Let's fucking watch a movie.
Okay.
Alright, Cove's here. I forgot he was here. Cove looked a little bashful, likely over being included as part of the family, but he tried not to pay much attention to it.
Why not?
You hear the smile that threatened to tilt your lips, knowing that Elizabeth must have been in a good mood as she hadn't even teased Cove for being part of it. And no matter what she could have said about it, you wanted him to be there. He was someone who was really important to you.
Who's got a suggestion? It should be something we can do here in the house with everyone in the same room.
You suddenly remembered the show you and Lee had been working on earlier. Oh, fuck yeah. No, let's fucking go. Let's do the show.
A show? This is the first time we're hearing of this. I'm intrigued.
Wonderful.
It would be amazing if you put it on for us to watch. Oh yeah, I need to see what you've cooked up.
Aww.
That'd be cool.
You smiled at Lee, who returned the gesture while bouncing on her heels in excitement.
Take some seats and we'll get everything together.
Your moms collected the chairs from around the dining table and set them in a row in the living room, where there was enough space for the show. While they did that, you and Lee quickly gathered the supplies you needed and rehashed the plan one last time. You listened through the song you had chosen one last time. When the two of you returned to the living room, everyone was sitting and chatting amongst themselves while they waited. The group quieted down when you and Lee stood in front of them on your makeshift stage. Lee was buzzing quietly with excitement beside you. I felt nervous. I'm nervous. I have stage fright. No matter how small that audience was, it was still all eyes on you.
Okay, so welcome to our show. We only came up with it today, but we promise it'll be good.
No refunds. Laughter rippled through the mini audience. Then you nodded at Lee and you were ready to begin. Lee took in a deep breath, waiting a few beats it took to get into the song and started singing. Your part of the song joined in just a few moments later, and you smiled at each other as you sang together. When the performance was over, Lee took your hand in hers, and the two of you bowed deeply together. Everyone gave you a round of applause and cheered for an encore. When you straightened yourself up, you were happy to see that even Elizabeth was clapping for you.
Bravo, bravo.
Good job.
You are so talented.
Your family rose from their seats and came over to congratulate you more directly. You were beaming from ear to ear. Cove was the first one to approach, stepping up to you and Lee with a smile on his face.
Nice.
Nice job. Thank you. You're a really good singer. Great singer, Groovy. That was cool.
You blushed and said nothing. Cove chuckled and shook his head. Your parents gushed about how great everything was and thanked you for sharing it with them. Elizabeth was complimentary in her own way, although she did describe the show as cute, which you knew she meant was kind of kiddie. She said, "Oh, that was cute." You laughed it off, however, and you were just happy that everyone had a nice time. In that moment, you couldn't have been more pleased to be part of the family you had. I did not expect that. Jesus.
Yeah, that was
Oof.
deep.
I tried to do the best I could. It was, oof. I'm glad they cover topics like that. That's amazing. That was very sweet. All right. So we got two more that we could probably get through next time, and then we officially start step 3.
Step 3.
Where we're, I think, young adults, like in college.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I think young adults. No, not young adult. I think it's still
like late teens, or is it like
late teens? Yeah.
The summer
late
after
teens,
your like senior year or something.
I think it was like late teens, if I'm not mistaken. Like, right, like senior year high school, maybe, question mark, I don't remember.
Okay. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
We're finally getting back into the groove. Let's fucking go.
Let's go.
But yeah, I won't keep you too long because I know you have plans today.
Yeah.
But thank you for joining me again. I'm sorry oh god. Double audio. Pog. Yeah, we'll most likely continue next Sunday, but we'll see. It's very tentative. I'll have a schedule tomorrow or Monday. Almost forgot what day it was. Okay. Yeah, we'll end it here. Thank you everyone for joining us for a short stream. And hopefully we'll be back with this soon. I'll try to stream more next week. I was feeling very funky, but I do want to get back into 9. Maybe tomorrow or Monday or something we'll do. I want to try to do some PTB because I did play as Nick Cage already, but maybe I want to stream it. I don't know. It was really fun. His perks are really fun.
Nick Cage.
I cannot believe it. His voice lines are immaculate. I hope he wrote all of them himself. But yeah, hold on, let me save just to make sure I actually. Excuse me. Sure. Okay, sick. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. Thank you for coming by. Wait.